Let me ask you a question. Do you hate playing pushers? Do you hate playing pushers? You know you do. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about why you hate playing pushers, how they make you feel, what happens when you go out and play them, and why you may be losing to a pusher, or at least every time you play a pusher, you get involved in World War III and you hate every second of it. In fact, whenever I make a video with this shirt on, people always say, oh my gosh, man, I love that shirt. I gotta have that shirt. By the way, I don't know how to sell shirts yet, but maybe by the end of this video, by the time it's up, I could do that. So look below this video. It might be there. But let's talk about why you hate playing pushers. Well, number one is you go out there like, I'm playing a pusher today, and I'm obviously much more talented than this pusher. See, I got this Federer hat on. Everybody has that dream that they're going to play the pusher and they're going to play just like Roger Federer. They're going to go out there and they're just going to teach this pusher a lesson for 2 out of 3 sets straight. They're just every ball just going to, yeah, I'm going to rip it. Winner! That was a winner. I'm up 15-love. Yeah, I knew I was going to show this pusher how I'm doing. And then next ball, oh, just out. That's okay. That's okay. 15-all was a good rip. Keep ripping. Okay, I got to keep ripping. I got to teach this pusher who's boss. Let's go for it right here. Oh yeah, 30-15. Yes. It's all day me. I'm going to show him his boss. Going to show him who's boss. Let's go again. Oh my gosh, just out 30-all. Okay. You know what I gotta do? I just gotta keep going for it. I'm just getting warmed up. I just gotta keep going for it. And my coach says I gotta get to the net. So let me get to the net here. Oh, that's out. Okay. Break point. What am I gonna do? Oh, well, I'm just gonna start pushing myself because I've run out of options. And that's the world you get caught in, right? You get caught in this world of, I'm either going to blow them off the court, or you, the worst feeling in the world, you concede and you start to become a pusher yourself. So what's the answer? How do you beat this pusher and still look yourself in the mirror and hold your head high? That's what I'm going to teach you in this video. So if you're ready, let's get started. Okay, so step one is you gotta change your mindset, because you can't actually hate the pusher. You've got to respect the pusher and realize that they are a big challenge for most players that you're gonna play at your level. And I'm specifically right now talking to recreational players ranked anywhere from 3-0 to 4-0. But this goes across, this transcends juniors, this transcends adults. So I really am talking to everybody, and we all pretty much have been told the same things by our coach. Hey, don't start pushing like them. Keep hitting, stay aggressive. My other favorite one is attack the net. Even if coaches have a student where the person's not even good at the net, one of the plays is attack the net. So you come in, you attack the net, you go to the net, you come on in, what happens? Whoa, you get lobbed and you lose the point. You're like, that's not working very well. Or you try and put a volley away and you realize, oh, well, I keep missing my volley. I don't really put volleys away. Pushers expect you to hit hard. They love you to hit hard. They expect you to come to the net. They love you to come to the net. And this is the advice that we keep giving you over and over and over again. And we also warn you, don't become a pusher like your opponent. And I'm going to tell you the exact opposite. Don't look to attack first. Don't look to beat them with your skill. Don't look to blow them off the court like Roger Federer. None of that stuff is going to work. So my number one piece of advice for you, and write this down, and I am serious, I want you to make it a goal to have the pusher have to decide whether they're going to come to the net or not about 100 times a match. Okay, if you just want to win easy, have your cake and eat it too, probably be able to hit a lot of cool passing shots and winners, then what I want you to start working on, because you probably have never worked on this shot before, so you just can't like go, okay, great idea, Pete, I'll just go execute it. Because it does take a little bit of skill to do this. But a lot of times you're going to be playing a pusher, so I assume the pusher doesn't have a great big serve, so they're like kind of pushing their serve in, gives you great looks at second serves, and pushers, Think about it. Their skill set is to react to your shot and to bump and deflect the ball back in play until you basically hang yourself. That is their style. They're not used to coming up, and they don't work so much on skillful shots of their own. That's like the next level pusher, okay? That's a really good player. So what you want to do is about 100 times a match and say, hey, I'm going to invite you to the net off a shot like that. Okay, I just hit a nice little slow, low slice in the box cross court to the backhand side. That makes the pusher have to run up here if they're righty, get to about this part of the court and decide if they're going to run to the net and try and volley, or if they're going to retreat back to the baseline. That gives you all kinds of fun options. If they're running to the net and you just want to win the point the easy way, they run on in and they put the ball in front of you, and now all you got to do is hit a lob, right? That's my number one pick for you. Just lob the ball and win the point, because they're either going to not be able to go back and get it, you're going to hit a winner right over their head, or they're going to make a mistake on their way back because they're not used to hitting shots like this, or worst case scenario, they'll tap the ball back in play and you can restart the point. And then guess what you do a couple shots later? Look for another opportunity. When you get the ball in the middle of the court, they'll go, oh, I've got the ball in the middle of the court. Let me try and hit a winner. No, just go, oh, I've got another easy shot. Let me bring them back in again. Okay? So write that down. Bring the pusher to the net about 100 times. When's the last time you've been coached on to do that? No, you're usually told, you know, stay patient, but be aggressive, get to the net, look to end points early. These are all things that pushers love. They're like taking notes and like, okay, this is what the coaches are telling them. I love it. I can't wait to play that player. Okay, remember, don't be in a rush. You don't have to win the point within the first 2 or 3 shots. You have more skills. You do have more weapons. You do have more options than the pusher. So use them and make them use their skill. That's my number one strategy right there. Let me give you number 2 coming right up. All right, now the second thing I want you to work in your match against the pushers is to use something I call the ultimate rally ball. Okay, this is a high, heavy ball. Think about Rafa Nadal. And lots of pushers, what does their backhand look like? They kind of like poke and push the ball in like this. Now if it's coming right into their sweet spot, because you keep trying to hit the ball hard, if it comes right into zone 3, they can just kind of poke it back and keep making you make decisions. But if it gets up here, not a lot of people are good at this. So especially if you're playing a pusher and they have a one-hand backhand, their technique's not very good. When you get into a rally with them, rather than again put all the pressure from the baseline in to be hitting winners all day. Well, that one actually went in, but look, it was right in the center. I bet you the pusher, they're good. If they have a good hand-eye, they'll probably just pop it right back to me. I got to do it again. What I want you to do is to start to work your ultimate rally ball. That's a high, heavy top spin forehand like that. Look at that thing. Look how it went so high up the fence. So imagine if you have a heavy top spin. So if you're good at top spin, hit it high and heavy. Now again, by doing that, you're going to make them miss. You're going to make them hit short balls. And when you get the short ball, here's my first 2 options for you. Option number 1, the easiest one, is you move them back again. Think about bringing them to the net 100 times. Hit the ball short. Don't try and hit a winner drop shot. Don't try and hit a Carlos Alcaraz drop shot to where it's so amazing, where you make it, it's great, but you miss it. Okay, why'd you miss it? Just dump it short. Make them come to the net. Remember the bring them 100 times in the net rule. Okay? That's option number 1. Option number 2, you hit a nice heavy shot. You can now also, which is a lot easier than ripping the ball, you can chip and charge and come to the net and take the net and get a volley and make sure you box the volley and win the point. That's the second thing you can do with that short ball. The third one is when you want and you're feeling very confident, your confidence meter, which we'll talk about here in a second, your confidence meter is very, very high. You feel very good that even if you missed a shot, it's not going to start to play with your mind. If you feel like that, you can take a short ball that you just got off your ultimate rally ball and you can decide to rip it and come on in if you want. Okay, that's fine, but have the confidence meter be high. Okay, if you're not feeling confident, don't force yourself in the midcourt to go for it, because that's where I see a lot of people miss. I watched this one woman who actually did great at 55 and over 4.0 nationally, but she had a tough time in the pusher on these very courts, and she kept setting up the point, and then she'd get the mid-court ball, and you could see that she just didn't feel the timing, and she was still trying to hit winners there, and she kept giving away a bunch of free points. So only hit that shot if your confidence meter is high. Next, we're going to talk about how to play so that we keep our confidence at a high level even when we're not feeling very confident. That's tricky to do, and I'm going to show you how to do it in our next segment. Okay, so advice you're rarely going to get from a coach is to tell you to push when you play a pusher. And I'm actually going to tell you to push when you play a pusher. That you're absolutely going to need over 2 out of 3 sets. You're going to need pushing skills. And if your pushing skills are superior, your hitting skills, right? We all can agree your hitting skills are probably superior to the pusher, right? You have a decent technique. That's why you can't figure out how you're losing. So what if your pushing skills were also superior to the pusher, and you could do a lot with the ball with your pushing skills? Then all of a sudden this becomes a very lopsided competition. Matches that you're losing or you're in World War III, all of a sudden you're winning like 2-2, and you're not stressed out, and you're actually having a fun time out there, and you're feeling good. That's what I want for you. So what I want you to also be able to do, and you might not have this yet. You might have been working so hard on your hitting skills that you don't really have great technique on pushing the ball. See, that was a push shot. Pushing, when we think of pushing, we think of ugly. We think of this and we think of that. That's pushing, right? We don't think of this as pushing and this is pushing because it looks nice. Anything that looks nice, we don't give that credit that might be a pushing shot. But when Alcaraz hits his drop shot, right, what's he doing? He's pushing the ball. So pushing can be very stylish. And you could do lots of things with a push, and this is what people refuse to understand. This is what they refuse to resort to. So, you know, first of all, with pushing, you can be pretty consistent and push the ball around the baseline, right? That was actually out, but you see, I can basically push the ball around the baseline like that and hit the ball fairly fast and solid and move the ball around. So you can do that, and then that ball's staying low, right? So if you're hitting high balls and low balls that stay out of pusher's strike zone right here, now all of a sudden you're giving them more challenges. You can hit it deep. We've already talked about, we can bring them in with drop shots. We can hit great chip approach shots like I just showed you. And then also, guess what else is a pushing skill? Volleying is a pushing skill. So you want to get very, very comfortable with your continental grip, and you want to learn how to push on both your forehand and your backhand side. You want to hit a lot of pushing style returns. And then another thing you want to get good at is, rather than put, and I see so many people miss this, you know, there was a guy at the camp, camp I did a couple weeks ago, he probably had the best technique there. I saw him miss like at least a handful of topspin lobs. He'd play the point, the people would come in and he'd try and hit this super cool looking topspin lob. Now that one went in, but he would hit a lot of them. Oh, that one went in too. I'm just too good at the topspin lob. But he hit a lot of them. I can't even hit how I want. Oh, I'm just too good. Let me just try it. All right. Oh. These are the best topspin lobs of my life. Okay. He hit a lot of them long like that. Okay, all right. All right. Now, so rather than do that and be a little off with your touch, see, I was even off in my touch in a good way. I was trying to hit the ball out, I hit them in. So what's easier, and what I'm sure I'll be a lot more accurate at, is getting the continental grip, and again, you're bringing them in, and when they're in, just hitting a lob nice and high past the service box. You don't need to hit it near a line, just hit it up and get it past the service box. Okay, you see those lobs? No one in the world, even a strong 4 or 5 players, probably not gonna do anything with that, much less a pusher. So get very good at your defensive lobs. And then, so what you do then, and this is the final most important thing, this is how you can play with confidence even when you're not feeling that confident, is you need to dial in to your confidence meter. What is that? The confidence meter is this. Okay, I'm in a war here. It's 4-4. It's 30-40. I have a break point to break this pusher. And I'm having this conversation with myself. Okay, Pete, come on, get out of this match. I just want to win. Just hit the ball. Stop being a baby. Hit the ball. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Second serve, crush this thing. Teach him a lesson. Ah! That is a low confidence meter. When you start talking to yourself like that, when you start yelling at yourself, when you start yelling at yourself to hit the ball, you don't believe that you're actually going to make it. And I've seen very few people can actually yell at themselves at the ball and then have a good outcome. And believe me, I've done it myself plenty. Okay, I've coached a lot, so I've seen this a lot from my students, but guess what? I've done it too. We've all been there where we yell at ourselves, we tell ourselves to just hit the ball, and it doesn't go well. So when you're having that conversation with yourself, rather than say that, say, okay, cool. I'm gonna figure out, I'm gonna set up a trap. So think of all your traps. The easiest trap, 30-40 break point. Okay, let's see this guy come to the net and make a good volley. So the serve comes in, and chip it low, have them come in, pass or lob them. Another way you could say, you know what? Being offensive has worked for me today, but I don't quite feel confident to hit it. I feel like if I hit it, it's just not there. So I'm going to go to a nice chip and charge play. And this is a lot easier to execute under pressure, a chip and charge approach shot. So you can still be playing offensive tennis and use a push shot. What's ironic is that the players today who hit the ball so hard, they're playing a much more defensive style of tennis than the players that used to push the ball as a technique. What do I mean? If you look at Medvedev, where does he go to return his serve? He's basically sitting on someone's lap in the stands returning his serve. If you look at Rafael Nadal, what does he do? He stands way back. Lots of these players today, they're staying way behind the baseline. They're hitting heavy balls. Yes, they're hitting the crap out of the ball, but they're not coming to the net near as much as the players, what we'd call old school players, like Rosewell, like Laver, like Newcomb, like Emerson. And they, because the ball didn't bounce that much back in the day, and the play was to get to the net because the bounces weren't very good, the court was a lot faster, they would use a continental grip, and lots of their ground strokes were actually pushing techniques. Now you wouldn't call them a pusher, you wouldn't call them a scrub, right? You just call that old school classic tennis. That's what I'm talking about. I want you to mix up your classic tennis with a modern day stroke, and when you mix those two up, then you avoid something I call tweening. Tweening is when you get against a pusher and you lose your confidence and you're half hitting and half pushing, and then that's when you get into your nightmare. So hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, give this video a like. My buddy B2, he's sitting right over there. You see how good he's been the whole day? He's just been sitting right over there watching us film. So if you like this video, if you want to beat pushers, if you like this shirt, all that kind of good stuff, you know what to do. Comment below, give the video a like, subscribe. We'll see you on the next video. Oh, and by the way, I've got a free gift for you. One of the ways that if you actually develop a great serve, if you want to have free points, probably the best way to have free points against a pusher is if you do have a big serve, right? Oh, that wasn't very good. If you do have a big serve, there it is. I've got a free course for you called Serving A to Z, where you can learn how to have a comfortable, proper continental grip, where you can learn the secret power source, where you can learn how to hit slice, how to hit kick, how to get your toss under control. There's 33 free videos there for you. So go to Serving A to Z by clicking in the card section up here or in the description box, or I'll probably put in the comment section as well. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.